I'm guessing that you're a reseller who clicked on this video because you're short on time, but you still want to scale your business. Maybe you're a reseller who feels like you've maxed out all of your available time, but you still want to grow. Or maybe you're a part-timer and this is a side hustle for you. Either way, I want you to know that these reselling strategies do not take a ton of time, but they will make a big impact on your business. Number one is to do research before you go thrifting. Most resellers do the research while they've got the item in hand, and while you still need to do that, you'll also likely find the good items a lot faster if you've done the research beforehand. I like to call this having them in the forefront of your mind. You might have also noticed a similar effect when you've just watched a what sold video or a thrift haul, and then you go and try to find those items yourself, and all of the sudden you're able to find them. Exact same concept, keeping it at the forefront of your mind will make it so much easier for your brain to connect to what it is that you're looking for. Now, I like to do my research just before I go thrifting. Sometimes I will do it before I even get in my car. Sometimes I will do it in my car before I actually go in the store. I only take about 10 minutes to do so, but this 10 minutes makes a dramatic impact on what it is that I'm able to find. And I'll just do a quick deep dive on a brand, a category, or even a style aesthetic. Go to the solds, filter to a minimum sold price, and then just start studying what it is that is frequently popping up. You would be shocked at how much you'll actually notice now that you would have passed on if you didn't do the research. For instance, I just decided to do a deep dive on mature vintage dresses. I realized it was a category that I came across a lot, but I didn't know much about. I just did a short research session, figured out exactly what I could pick up in those types of dresses. And wouldn't you know it, I went sourcing that day and I found five of those dresses in one thrift store. It also happened to be the first thrift store that I went to, so it really propelled me for a great day of sourcing. They all had a great sell-through rate and had an average sale price of $40. I would have absolutely have skipped them had I not done that small deep dive. And so this 10 minutes is vital in finding great items for your business. Speaking of quick deep dives, did you know that we have a Lite version of Resellers Edge University? This subscription option gives you a portion of REU Pro each month and is a great way to get a feel for our program even if you're short on time. Our Lite tier gives you immediate access to our course videos, plus we'll also release 2 video replays and 2 bolos from our pro membership to you every single month. We also do a monthly live Q&A if you'd like to join us and have your business questions answered live and tailored to you. We're actually doing a flash sale right now for the new year, and we're giving the first 250 signups a sale price of just $10. It's usually $15, so this is a steal for your first month. Plus, we'll be doing an extra live Q&A this month for just those 250 members who signed up during the sale. Whether you just want to check out REU Lite at that sale price or you want to join that Q&A to get your questions answered live, join now before those slots fill up. The link and coupon code will be in my description. Speaking of doing research before you go thrifting, I highly recommend at some point in your business, more often than not, maybe bi-yearly or quarterly, I recommend doing a zip code deep dive for your area. It's good to know all of the bolos and all of the tags that you might come across, but it's even better to pay attention to the items that you're most likely to find in your area. You can easily filter to just the solds in your area to study just those items by using eBay's item location filter. Locate this filter, click into it, then type in your zip code and choose a radius. I like to do a radius of about 100 miles because each of these regions within that 100-mile radius I could get to, plus they also share trucks, so it kind of expands the reach. This is one of my favorite tips to give resellers who are short on time because it really helps you to narrow in on what you actually have available to you. Number 3 is get on eBay if you can. Here's why. If I had the exact same 10 items and I listed them the exact same way on all of the different reselling platforms, I know that most of them are going to start selling on eBay first. Why? It's because eBay has the most users on their platform and therefore the most likelihood of you finding a buyer for that item and it selling quickly. Now, I know a ton of resellers think that eBay is too complicated of a platform to get on, but if you can get this platform figured out, it is the most likely to produce you sales. And so if you're short on time and you can only list on one platform, this is the one that I would recommend if you want to make the most sales. Next up is oversimplify your process. I like to call this minimalist reselling, which simply means to remove anything that is extra or unnecessary in your business. Any barriers or any friction between you and the tasks that make you money are just complications in your business that you don't need. And if you don't have any more time to give and you need some, this can be a great way to free up time that you may have tied up in other things, but they don't actually make a difference in your business. For instance, I stopped using thank you cards, thank you stickers. I stopped using extra light sources. I stopped comping at the thrift store and comping when I went to list an item and found a way to do it just once. Have you ever heard of the phrase KISS? It actually means keep it simple, stupid, but I like to flip those last two S's into keep it stupid, simple. It should be so simple that anyone could jump into it and do it. So if you've got processes that feel a little bit too complicated, chances are you need to oversimplify. And the last tip I have for you today is to automate anything possible. I have so many processes in my business that I now automate. And even though those processes probably only took me 5 to 10 minutes to manually do it, when I add all of them up, they were costing me hours out of my time each week. And if you're short on time, this can be an incredible way to get rid of simple tasks in your business, and the return on investment is totally worth it. Some examples of things you could automate in your business, and this is an extensive list, but just some that come to mind is instead of leaving items in your draft bank, actually going ahead and scheduling those so they can automatically be set active and you don't have to think about it. Or using a cross-listing tool and all of its features to the most of its ability. For instance, I recently switched to Nifty and I set it up to send out all of my offers on all of my platforms. I have it sharing all of my items on Poshmark, and I can even have it recreate stale listings in the background on all of the platforms that I list on without me having to do anything. It's pretty awesome. Something else would be to automate your bills or your payouts. So if a platform allows automatic payouts, going and getting that set up instead of doing it manually. And if you're like me and you use a credit card to get those rewards points for purchasing inventory, paying for shipping labels, whatever it is, setting up automatic payments to even pay those out so you don't have to log into your bank account and do that all the time. Again, manually, it only takes 5 to 10 minutes for each of these tasks, but if you've got so many little tasks, they all add up to hours in your week. And those are hours that you could spend doing other things such as sourcing better items or spending 10 minutes researching and being more educated on the stuff around you. If you're a reseller who feels like they're short on time, I hope at least one out of these 5 tips will help you. These have all made a big difference in my own business and some that I circle back to frequently to make sure that I'm actually following. Whenever I need to squeeze more time out, I go back to these strategies. So if you're a reseller who feels like you're maxed out, I promise you there is somewhere in your business where you can use a strategy to make a big impact and still scale. All right, you guys, that's all I have for you today. Don't forget about that flash sale. It's only happening for a couple of days, and it's only for the first 250 people that sign up. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.